little stars and stripes forever for everybody. Oh yeah, no, they're in. I know whose live they're in. It made me laugh too. I was listening to them for a while, and Bougie's over there talking about Petty. I don't understand how people can believe him. It's just like that crowd mentality. They don't see anything wrong that he's done. So, Mrs. Scammy, let me just tell everybody, Mrs. Scammy supports what I do, but Miss Scammy doesn't like when I raise my voice. She doesn't like when I say naughty words. And I tell her I try to keep it between the lanes. I do. I really do. I do. Can I ask you a question seriously? Oh, listen, and you be damn serious. You know that I can be a bitch sometimes, right?
No comment.
No. Supporting Israel for bombing the hell out of the Gaza Strip.
No, but isn't just bombing enough? You have to bomb the hell out of it. Would you want to bomb the heaven out?
Do you remember? I remember you and I was talking about this conversation. I remember you and I having a conversation. Okay, after.
We've had many.
Yes, we have had many actually.
For a long time.
You know, especially, you know, they got a majority of the hostages, no more of this. Do you remember that conversation or no?
Yes.
And they're still doing it?
Yes.
Okay. It's amazing. It's amazing the stories that people want to put out there about people. And I know you would tell the truth, which is why
I would really have zero issue telling the truth.
No, because...
I mean, we've been married long enough now where
Yes.
I can tell the truth and I don't feel...
Yeah. It's just the stories. I mean, the stories that they say about me on here is just ridiculous. You know, they're all trying to figure out how I was able to retire after 30 years. They think there's something nefarious. There have been stories out there that I have been inappropriate with young girls, and that's why I had to leave.
Well, I am a year younger. Well, a year and a few months younger. So, you know.
Yeah,
there
exactly.
There is that.
But I mean, it's deplorable. I mean, they've done that. I've cheated on you. You've cheated on me. I still don't know who your girlfriend is. We don't know. Sean never dished out who you were dating.
I would love to find out.
Me too, because you know what? If she's better than me, I'm gonna say you go, girl.
Well, there couldn't be anyone better than you.
You are so full of shit.
Yes, I am.
But I mean, seriously, you know, I've been called a racist. I've been called a Zionist. I've been called somebody who supports genocide. I've been called everything.
And you know my theory on this. The minute you argue back with them, you're adding fuel to the fire. You just simply say, no, and move on.
I know, and I do that a lot. But, you know, part of it is when you find out so much information. Like, I've been telling you all about this whole story with these GoFundMes and all that. And, like, the more information you dig up, the more it looks like it's a total scam. And, to me, it's like, Alleged
scam.
Oh, no, it's a scam.
Alleged scam.
Okay. I'll use your words, and then when you leave, I'm going to use my words.
Okay.
Alleged scam. But, you know, with me, what I do on this, you know,
And your point?
my point is, it's like I have to keep replying to the lies that she's saying because
About you or about
about everything, you know, it's just that's how I am.
lies.
No, they're lies. They're lies.
Alleged lies.
So no, alleged lies. So you're saying that she's right, that I'm a racist.
Well, no,
and
you're not.
I know
I
that.
mean, that stuff is just ridiculous. But, you know, when people say these things and they make up things about other people, they're just trying to deflect. And the more you argue with them about, trying to prove you're not a racist, although I still want to know who I'm dating. I mean, that's
I
my
do
one
too, like I
curiosity.
said.
But-
And what did we say? If it was Sandra Bullock, it was good.
Oh,
And for me, it
throwing
was.
away those 20 years
And for me, it was
So-
pink.
she'd be too much for you.
I don't think so.
Oh, I do.
Listen, you know, what do they say? I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's true. I mean, just look at. I mean, I could still do a lot of stuff. You know, I can go outside and do yard work. I just can't do it for 6 hours anymore. I can do it for 2, and then the next day I'm a wreck. But I mean, I can still do the things I used to do.
Yes, and you're still breathing.
Mhm,
So that's
mhm.
always a bonus.
Yeah.
Except house and life insurance.
We don't have life insurance anymore.
Well, you better get life insurance.
But we have the
What happens
house.
if you stop breathing?
The house.
I'm being really
I know,
sarcastic.
I know. And you do have my 403B that's
Oh,
still
there's that.
accruing interest. And I think with the school district, if something happens, I think there's a built-in. You got hoses as a kid. Do you remember that taste too? That
Yeah.
hot plastic water taste.
See, now that's where you and I differed. I would wait a little while until the hot water ran out. And once it was cold, then I would have some water. See, I
Okay,
was
see,
a
you were the
thinker.
smarter
I was a thinker. You know, you did have older siblings, but
Yes.
you know
They made me drink it first.
Yeah, well, your brother also made your brother eat dog food.
Yes.
You know.
That's another story for another day.
You're married, so you can't really,
Yeah, I know.
You know.
Welcome in, everybody. That was an unscripted conversation. Welcome in. Good afternoon. Hope everybody's doing well. We started out almost everything that he wrote. He was if you were a band director, he was a god. That's all. You know, every time, no, I'm inside now. Every time I wake up, I have a ton of messages, a ton of screenshots, screen recordings, and it's just, it keeps lagging for me. Let me know. I was gonna say, let me know if it's still bad. I mean, if there's people on here that have no lagging. Yeah, right, Inspector Gadget. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me restart. Okay, let me restart. Let's see what's going on. Hold on, I'll restart. Oh, it's good now. Is it okay now? I'm gonna restart. As I was saying before, every morning I wake up, all of a sudden I have a ton of screenshots and clips and just so much to be tagged in. And you know, I'm glad there are more people in here regarding the Snark situation that think that, as I do, that there's something stinky going on. There's something that's not right. And, you know, every time, even today, she went on for a while, and she, you know, there were more questions again than answers. Kind of as Scam. I don't know if Breezy B's in here, if you guys want to come up. They have been looking into things quite a bit. One of my mods, Farrell Tracy, has been looking into a lot of stuff. I know Jay Grandma sent me stuff. There's been a lot of people, and I appreciate everything that you're doing. And so much of the stuff I'm getting is stuff that, again, there's more questions than answers.
Yeah, I've been getting stuff from a lot of people too, and I really appreciate that. And yeah, everything that I get sent, I've been looking into, and it just creates so many more questions. If you haven't seen the videos that I put, someone named Christina, who it seems may be in Canada because they're in Canadian dollars. And there's a whole list of them, a whole entire list of ones that she has started, and some of them definitely seem suspicious. I haven't gotten a chance to look into all of them yet, but what caught my eye was one of the GoFundMe's had a photo, a partial photo of a guy in a hospital bed. And I thought, I've seen that picture before. I swear that I've seen that. And somebody said that that was a booed. But the GoFundMe I was looking at was for someone named Abdul.
Now let me
And
let me show the
so,
video, okay?
yeah. So I found the
Okay.
original video.
Right. So this person, the woman you see, is somebody that is friends with Snark. Her name is Kat, and this was her video. And I think I showed this a couple nights ago, but Scam added some stuff to it. So let me turn the volume up here so everybody can hear it.
Please stop scrolling to help my friend Abood in Palestine. It's free. If you're just going to scroll by, just go give Abood a follow at the very least. But for those of you who stay, I'll tell you a little bit about him. And he does have a GoFundMe in his bio, so that's very important as well.
Okay, so this is the second GoFundMe. And his name on the second GoFundMe is Abdul. Same
And that's
picture.
clipped from the same picture. Yeah, it's the same picture. Christina Keaton, 15,000 Canadian. And there's a whole different story there. If you pause that, you should be able to read at least most of it. I know I have some text over part of it there.
Yeah,
But
I'm going to put the phone down so I can read it. It says, "Hello, my name is Christina, and I'm organizing this fundraiser for Abdul Rahman Taha Eid Zarub of Gaza. Any and all funds raised will be for the sole benefit of Abdul and will be transferred from a Canadian bank to Abdul via PayPal." So again, how does he have PayPal well, whatever. "The funds raised will be used to assist with Abdul's daily needs such as food and medicine. My name is Abdul Rahman from Gaza, specifically from Khan I can't see, the ink is over it. I am 26 years old. I have been sick with cancer since 2021. The type of cancer I have is lymphoma. I had a spinal operation that prevented me from walking or moving for 300 full days. I also received a lot of chemotherapy and radiation therapy in the city of Jerusalem at Al-Mutla Hospital and in Nablus at An-Najah National University Hospital. Also, during my treatment period, I underwent an operation called a new spinal cord transplant. During the war on Gaza, I lost my home, and I can't read the rest of it because there's text over it.
yeah, he basically says he lost his home and all of his friends. There is no mention of a wife or children anywhere.
Yep.
So what the hell happened to them?
Yeah, even in
And
the first
basically the end
one.
of it is just saying like, please help me, blah blah blah. You're blessed, thank you for blessings, blah blah blah.
Let me play the rest of it here, just so people.
Please stop scrolling to help my friend
so
Abood
it's the
in
same
Palestine.
thing.
It's free. If
So
you're just going to
she's
scroll by,
saying,
just go give...
And she commented on the video just recently here this morning
yeah,
and says, "Did you ever hear of nicknames? I'll start first. My name is Cat. My nickname is Cat."
oh,
So she's
stop
trying
it.
to imply. So I just want to make a point there. She's trying to imply that one of the names he's using is a nickname. Well, first of all, I'd love to know which one. Second of all, if she's saying that that's his nickname, then that just confirms that that is a legit GoFundMe for him, just under a nickname.
Yeah,
So now he has what, 3 GoFundMes? 4? How many is
probably
it now,
more.
Kat?
Probably more.
Thank you for confirming that that's one of his GoFundMe's with some type of quote unquote nickname.
Um, you know, and how many people like that's just taking advantage of the system, because if you're starting to use nicknames for GoFundMe, so maybe you think people won't see there's one out there already. I mean, that's just dirty. That is dirty, because now you're double dipping, and these people probably have three or four, and it's all about the money. And let's talk about some of the things last night that came out that Pammy lied about. Okay. Number one, in the GoFundMe that she made for Abood, she said that he has no family near him, and he has no family that can support him at this difficult time. And then what do we find out? He's living on the West Bank with family. Okay, we've seen the videos of this guy dressed in a nice suit, nice clothing, nice car, nice watch, nice everything, walking around where I'm guessing he lives. Beautiful area of the country. The West Bank is on the water. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous place. But nowhere does it doesn't message his family. It doesn't mention his family anywhere. Why do I have a feeling that there's probably another GoFundMe out there for Abood or Abdul or whatever his name is that is going to talk about his family? So he's probably collecting more money now, saying for his family. It's just it's crazy. And as I said, every time you turn a corner, there's more questions than answers.
Right. We have to look more into that Christina's GoFundMe's, because she probably has at least 8 to 10 of them for all different people that I came across. I mean, there could even be more. I just haven't even got time to delve into all of them yet.
Do they seem to be all people from Gaza?
Yes.
Okay, and it'll be interesting. I bet all these guys know each other.
Yes, probably.
I bet they're all
Yes.
friends with each other on TikTok.
Friends or more, maybe. Did you see my other video?
Yes, let me.
And this is a guy that was in the car with him, and he has a GoFundMe too. So they're just
Interesting.
like GoFundMe buddies. Now, I didn't add that emoji with the little heart flame on his chest there. That was on his video. His friend's video.
You know what though? I'm gonna say something. That looks copy and pasted.
I mean, I didn't copy and paste anything. It's no AI from me or anything like that. His friend posted that on his account. That the guy in the white shirt.
Doesn't that look awkward though? The way that
It does.
Wow.
He has a GoFundMe too, and I think that one is sponsored by might be sponsored by that same person, that Christine person. So I'll have to look back into that. But he has a GoFundMe too.
Some of the other things that have come into question now, and I'm talking just the last 24 hours. Okay, again with Abood, he's got no family, he's got nobody close. He needs help for housing, according to Snark's GoFundMe. Housing, food, medical. Then we find out that he's living somewhere with his mom and uncle, or his aunt and uncle. Some family combination. I'm not sure what exactly it was, but he's living with family. Then we find out last night that Bilal made a video purportedly showing that he's in a war zone. And he's showing, it looks like a clip from a window where he's in, of, a bombed out area. There's a little smoke behind, and there's pew pew shooting. And then we find out that he put that audio into his video, just like how I will add a song to my videos. He actually added the sounds of pew pews. And again, the thing that was so stupid about that was that he put that sound in, yet there's people walking down on the ground and nobody is even flustered or anything by the pew pews. Okay, so again, why would you, unless you're trying to seek sympathy, for people to send you money, why would you lie and say that and put in there that there's pew pew fire in your area? That's bullshit. That is bullshit. The other thing that we found out last night, okay, and this is where it gets totally bizarre. So there's a video of a cow that they supposedly bought, and there's bringing this cow into it looks like a barn or something. And according to Snark, oh, well, I have the video of them, slaughtering the cow. And then, well, that's great. But then in the next post, they show meat already packaged that is clearly not beef and it's goat. And then the next thing we found out is the date isn't even recent. But according to Snark, her organization that she's a part of, that is not a real organization. You look it up. It's not a 501c. It's nothing. It's a bunch of, in my opinion, thirsty women who are falling for a scam with these guys, supposedly in Gaza. They fell for their bullshit and they're riding hard for them. And these thirsty women are supporting these guys, and yet the video of the meat and all that wasn't even recent. Snark said all this money is going to feed starving children in Gaza. Yet the meat was being delivered to an apartment building. And we
said it was supposed to be for cancer patients. So what did all the cancer patients live in one apartment building?
Yep. And Scam and I were scrutinizing this video last night, and there were a bunch of things that don't make sense. First of all, Scam said, so you're telling me that in Gaza, or in the West Bank, wherever, I don't care where it is, they are housing all cancer patients in one building? No. I highly doubt that. Number two, you can't say it was a hospital, because the hospital, we've all been in hospitals. And one of the things that is straight across the boards is hospital elevators are a certain size to be able to push a gurney in and out of there safely. Those elevators were regular size elevators. You couldn't get a gurney in and out of there without you just couldn't fit it. The other thing that Scam pointed out was that if this is a hospital, and let's face it, hospitals are supposed to be, very antiseptic, very clean and all that. It was not clean. It was not clean. So again, another red flag. And Perfect said that the date on the meat was 2023, June 2023. The whole conflict didn't start until October of 2023. So was this meat delivered earlier than the conflict started, and they're just using these clips to show people what they want, which is they're helping people out? The logo.
Plus, we pointed out the professional signage that they had on the table, the professional labels, that they had access to all of those sealable containers, and that all of that meat was packaged perfectly, like as if it was from a grocery store. Like, I mean, that just seems bizarre that they would have all of that readily at hand.
Right, but they can't get food in there, which, of course, by the way, so many people sent me recent videos of food being delivered to Gaza, like lots of food, and relief workers handing out boxes of food. Do we know what the date is on those? No, we don't. But these videos were posted, within the last couple days. So again, and the thing is, according to Snark, that logo for their what Americans for Justice, is that what it is?
Americans Against Injustice
Thank
is
you.
what she says it is.
Americans Against Injustice for Palestine. Okay, that logo was on the sticker for the meet, which purportedly was a picture from 2023, but Snark refers to it as her organization, and she says that she's a part of it and it was started this year.
TikTok account with that name, and it's ran by Abood or Abdul or whatever his name happens
Whatever
to
his
be.
name is today. Whatever his name is today. Um, going back to Abood, it's he has no family. He needs shelter and all this. As I said, he's living with family in the West Bank. The West Bank has largely been untouched compared to the Gaza Strip in terms of violence, in terms of bombings and all that. And as I said, Abood looks like he's living a pretty darn good life right now. Um, Snark says he doesn't have any family, but then she posts about a week ago saying that his brother, while trying to get aid, lost both of his legs, and another brother lost something else, and now he needs money for pain medication and antibiotics and all that. So all of a sudden, this family's now popping up, which Abood never even mentions in any of his videos. No family. There's no pictures of family, no nothing. Nothing.
Somebody in the comments is saying that she's live now.
Oh, I know. No, she was in,
Oh,
I think it was Breezy's live, and they were talking about Pastor Petty. And as I said, I had to
okay.
laugh because Bougie referring to Petty in a summary was kind of like, I don't understand why people believe his bullshit. It's like a cult, all the people are in there listening to him and believe everything he says and they follow him. And, it's a bunch of crap. Sounds like what y'all did with Florida Man too, doesn't it, Booge?
Yeah,
But
and
I digress.
Snark was over there saying about how people shouldn't be doing different things to people,
Oh,
like
yeah.
and affecting their mental health and everything
Oh,
else.
yeah.
But yet, just this morning, she said that you and I should be suffocated in a tomb.
Yep. I heard that. And again,
I sent you the clip, by the
yep.
way.
And as everybody knows, because I've said it, she threatened to off me. She also threatened Guardians of Valor. She threatened Duchess. If you've ever seen the clip of her going after Tech, that's a classic spiral from Snark, if I've ever seen one. And let it be known, she and Tech have been friends for 30 years. And she went after Tech in a very disgusting way.
One
But
other thing I wanted to point out real quick, because it has to do with my video. Breezy had made a very good comment on there. I don't want to misquote it. I have it in front of me, but he talks about I don't know, Abdul, whatever his name is, talks about going to treatment in Jerusalem.
What? Okay, I see it right here. Wait.
Yeah,
He
isn't
said,
that
I'll
interesting?
read it. It says, wait, so he's saying Israel, who is so awful and evil, gave him medical treatment, surgery, and chemo? It's almost like it's nothing to do with the people of Israel, but the leadership, which same can be said about Palestine. But Pammy says it's black and white, good, evil. Yep.
It was in the GoFundMe where he, said he went there for medical treatment. So that's interesting.
So I want to play a video that I posted this morning. I was really disappointed because Snark said I'm gonna be on so early tomorrow morning to cover the blah blah blah. So of course she wasn't on until 8:30 or 9. And what I did was I recorded some of her live. It was just all a bunch of sound bites of her, of course, saying I'll play it. I'm sure a lot of you have heard it, but let me play it, and then I want to discuss it on the back end. Okay, here we go. I wish that this wasn't so based in hate. It would be easier to fight. But
So as it comes to my granddaughter, let's talk about her, since the money that comes to take care of her, right?
Oh, and by the way, what she's going to say here is a lie too, and I'm gonna prove her wrong on what she says here. So let me turn it up so you can hear it.
Is under scrutiny. So I want to explain something to you. So when it comes to Social Security disability for disabled children and the custodial workings, as a grandparent, I go to court, I get custody of my granddaughter, right? And then her Social Security disability benefits, they don't any longer go to her mother, they go to me. So in that, the grandparents' income, right? Because I'm not her mother, I'm not her parent.
Doesn't
the
matter.
grandparents' income has zero bearing on that child's Social Security disability. Did you know that? Did you know that I could be in the millions of dollars of income and that child still gets that check? Did you know that? Because I used something that you use, right, to prove it to you. So if you go over and ask Chat GPT, it'll tell you the same thing.
This is Snark.
So while we're scrutinizing and making fun of a disability,
I wrote here just I wanted to read this part. Nobody is or has been making fun of children with disabilities. But since that fits your sob story more, keep going with that. The amount of Guardians of Valor, what is it called that jet planes shoot out of the back of their jets to kind of disable rockets coming in? Is it chaff? How do you pronounce it? Flares, but there's another word for it. Chaff, flares. Okay, we'll use flares. Chaff, okay. I like chaff better. The amount of chaff that Snark shoots out of her ass to try and deflect what people are saying about her is unbelievable. So now, not only has she tried to title us or put a jacket on all of us over here that we support genocide, we support babies being unalived, we're Zionists, we're racists, all of this stuff. Now she's going to try to say that we make fun of children on disabilities. Yeah, she really chaffs my ass.
For a disabled child, a non-speaking child, that's kind of crazy. If I find one person on the internet,
and let me talk about this for a minute. Somebody who donated money who sent money to Pam, okay? Pam has been sending these people snapshots of children unalived. And guys, trigger warning. I am going to talk about this for a minute. I'm not going to show them because I would get banned probably for life. She sent pictures to multiple people of children being pulled out of rubble. Multiple kids. She sent pictures of kids in a morgue. Close-ups of their pictures. Who the fuck does that? Like what? I would say what stable person does that, but from what I've seen with Pam, she is not mentally stable. And I don't mean that as a joke. You know, she's a 6-cylinder car firing on about 3. Why would anybody send pictures like that? And the only reason why somebody does that is to emotionally manipulate you into sending money. And she knows that. There's no other reason to send pictures like that unless you think that that's what it's going to take to sucker somebody into sending money to you. It's disgusting. It's vile. I wonder if she knew enough, if there were people that she sent those pictures to hadn't lost a child. And she sent these pictures to people she doesn't even know. And that could have caused a major catastrophic emotional breakdown in somebody. But again, somebody like Snark doesn't care about that. She is emotionally novocained. All she cares about is one thing. She cares about her passion for these people in Gaza that she does not even know. She claimed herself she met them on social media. She says, "Oh, well, I have a picture of his passport and, you know, this other stuff." Guess what, moron? Last night, I got a screenshot of Farrell Tracy's passport from Gaza and Israel. And it took her about 2 minutes to make it online. But I'm going to guess, Snark, you're much more intelligent than us. I know you think that. Yesterday, you called somebody a moron because they didn't know a term that you knew. You belittle people, making them think that they are so dumb compared to you. But what I find funny is the more that I look at here, the more, to me, I just think you're too stupid to look this stuff up. Because all it took was a couple days and a couple people on here to take time out of their day to look into this bullshit. And I guarantee you, you're finding out stuff from us that you didn't even know. So before I go too far off a tangent, I wrote, "Snark, you're using pictures of unalived children to shame people into donating to the scam you're involved in. The pictures are so disturbing, I won't even show them. But you send them to people you don't even know, all for money."
Scrutinizes children that were bombed.
Here's her
while
fake
they were
crying coming up.
And lost their lives. If I find somebody scrutinizing that, today,
I put on there, "You're the only one using these pictures as emotional leverage. Stop the high and mighty bullshit."
not going to be responsible for none of my words and none of my actions. Because if that happens, I do believe that only the devil, him.
And let me read what I wrote here. "Seems like the devil would be the one who would use these pictures to make a buck. Where are you hiding your horns? Is that why you never show your face?"
Could do something like that.
The crying, Where did you send Scam? Where did you send that clip of her saying what she said about us?
I believe I sent it to you on Discord.
Okay, let me pull this open because I want to hear
Yeah,
it.
there's three different clips from this morning that I sent to you, as well as a couple other things, and I just sent
Yep.
you something else because her friend Kat commented on my video again, and I screenshotted it because I have a feeling she's gonna dirty delete it.
What did she say?
She said, "There is something severely wrong with you. A boot is a nickname. There are people dying. LOL. LOL."
So she's laughing that they're dying. That's what that sentence would.
Yeah, I said, well, thank you for confirming that now that that's at least a third GoFundMe for him with three different stories. You've just confirmed it, and I appreciate that. Why would you say LOL to people unaliving? Wow. So
That
I have
would
a
be
screenshot of that.
that would be like me starting a GoFundMe for something and using my name AMY, and then starting another GoFundMe with my name spelled AIMEE.
Yeah, I mean, three different ones, and they all have three different stories.
Do you remember? I'm sure you don't scam. I see three clips here from this morning. Do you remember which one is the one where she was threatening or where she said that stuff?
The last one.
Okay, let's hear this.
I said I had a lot of things to do today, and that is in fact true. Because you know what it is? Let me tell you, it's the first Scammyclaus. Do you know what comes on the first Scammy? My granddaughter's disability check that
Oh my God.
we live on, you know.
We live on.
So
Did you get that?
I have to
Okay,
pay
so
my
hold
rent
on.
and all my bills, and
Oh, okay, hold on a minute. So she's trying to say that the money she gets for her granddaughter that she has custody for is because of her disabilities. And now she's saying that she's using that check to pay her rent, to pay her bills and all that. So, Pammy, just so you know, a majority of the check that your granddaughter gets is for her. It's for any special assessment she needs to have, doctors, anything to help her with her disability. That it's just like Gabby, okay? Money's supposed to go for C. That money is supposed to go for your granddaughter.
Speaking of Gabby, if you look back on her main page, she has a whole bunch of videos where she was posting stuff about Gabby and other people. She another thing she's been doing is criticizing us anti-scam people, saying that we are bullying people at their lowest points and this and that, and that, you know, we're posting videos about people and exploiting them and all. She has a bunch of all of that on her own page herself, stuff about Gabby and a bunch of other people I don't even know.
Yeah. Let me finish this because I was listening
You
to
can
her.
look.
I was
Yeah,
listening to
you
her live when she said this stuff this morning. So let me finish playing this so you could hear it.
figure out all the other stuff. So I hope that you have a great day. Scammy class, scam slam, picking on people that are less fortunate than you.
So
And
now
I
we're
hope
now
you
so
sit in.
are we is she saying that she's less fortunate than us? Like, who is she referring to? People in Gaza or her right there? Because now she's implying that we're picking on her for being less fortunate. This is Snark. TikTok street Snark. Like, is that the point now? So now, are you trying to say now, not, I mean, with all the effing allegations you've made with no proof, now you're saying that Scam and I are making fun of you because you're less fortunate.
You and sick
What a
and
fucking
stink
joke.
in that fucking privilege that you have. I hope that privilege turns into a tomb and suffocates all of you. That's what I hope.
Shut up. Shut up, Pam. For somebody who's such a humanitarian for people in Gaza, you sure are a raving bitch to everybody else. And why? Because you won't show your receipts of where the money is going. Why can't you show that? Because I guarantee you, you are getting money out of this. That's why you're not showing your PayPal receipts.
That's why she's talking about us being unalived.
Absolutely disgusting. Now, she said something about the disability stuff, okay? And, she made a very, of course, very condescending comment about how the disability is for her granddaughter and my money has nothing to do with it. And first, she said her income has nothing to do with it. You have no income. You don't work. You've already said that. The only income you have is money coming into your PayPal, but you won't show where that's going. But as you said, oh, since you guys like using Google AI, I used it and it says that I don't have to support, I don't have to list my income and blah, blah, blah. Guess what? You do. And let me read what I found. Okay, my question was that I looked up because, she told me to use Google AI. So I said, if you have custody and are the primary caregiver for your granddaughter who is receiving Social Security benefits, do you have to report unearned income? That was my question because, number one, she does have custody of her granddaughter. Number two, her granddaughter does receive a monthly check, as she has said. So let me tell you what I found. Whether you need to report your earnings to Social Security when you have a custody of a disabled granddaughter receiving benefits depends on several factors, particularly the type of Social Security benefit the granddaughter is receiving and whether you are also receiving benefits. Here's a breakdown. So, Snark, I hope you're listening because you may want to check your PayPals. Type of benefits your granddaughter receives. SSI. If your granddaughter is receiving SSI, her benefits are needs-based. In this case, the income and resources of family members living in the child's household, including yours, are considered. Next, yes, you would need to report your earnings to Social Security if your granddaughter receives SSI benefits. The SSA will use this information to determine if your granddaughter continues to meet the program's income and resource. Next, Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, benefits based on her own work record or parents' record. Now, we know she doesn't get SSDI because obviously her granddaughter has not worked at all. So she wouldn't even qualify for that because she has never worked. So I don't even have to read the SSDI thing because it doesn't even factor in. Your role as a representative payee. If you are the representative payee for your granddaughter, you are legally obligated to report changes in her circumstances, including changes in her income, if any. What does that mean? If you're getting money into the house, you are supposed to be reporting that because that money is entail helping her out, kind of like how you are helping yourself to her SSI checks. As you said, paying for rent, paying for bills, and other things. While not always required to report your income as a payee, depending on the type of benefit. Now remember, SSDI would be if somebody has worked but has not had enough qualifying hours. It is always best to err on the side of caution and report any significant changes in your income or household composition to the Social Security Administration. It is highly likely you would need to report your earnings, especially if your granddaughter is receiving SSI benefits. It is always best to directly contact the Social Security Administration for guidance specific to your situation. You can find their contact information and resources on their website. So tell me again, Snark. Tell me again how it doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or not. Because based on your research, which again, you've failed incredibly, if you were a millionaire and you had custody of your granddaughter, she wouldn't be getting it. Because way too much money's in the house. Now, again, we know you don't work. We know you don't have a job. So the country that you hate so much, the military that you hate so much, what's happening in Gaza that you're blaming on our tax dollars? You hate this country so much, but you will take a fucking payout from the government that's meant for your granddaughter. And you'll pay your rent, you'll pay your bills. She's on Section 8 and food stamps. Fact, because she hated that Trump became president and said that.
Make sure she has money for her cigarettes too, right, Scammy?
Probably. Hey, Missy, are you the one that she was going after a couple years ago? All I heard was there was some young lady named Missy that she went after, like, constantly. So that was you? Oh, okay, different Missy. Yeah, from what I understood, there was somebody that Snark went after like a couple years ago whose name was Missy, and one of the big problems that Snark was having was that she wanted this girl to show receipts on something, and Missy wouldn't show the receipts. And from what I understand, Snark was losing her shit about it. Funny how things change like that, right? Oh, it was Missy K? Thank you. Yes, I did, Crafty. I was talking about that already. So, like I said, it's like there's just more questions that come up every time she opens her flapper. And all the fake crying and, all of these tears for people in Gaza. Yet all the stuff that we're pulling up about Abood, about Bilal, about the lies, about the logo for that was used on some of the posters. That was, who was it? Virgo. What was the person's name? Virgo something or other. That is somebody's TikTok screen picture. I mean. Snark, you could sit over there. The only deflection and the only answer she has, Sassy Virgo, thanks, Sass. The only defense, the only answers she's giving are, number one, no answers. Okay? She said last night she was going to have a question and answer session for anybody who had questions. But then she caveated it with only people that are over here, none of the 300 people in that live. And then it was none of the people that sent money for donations is going to get any proof from me. I'm not showing them anything. And then it was, I'll give it to you, Smashley.
I wonder if Smashley got anything. Anyone know?
She didn't talk about it last night. She did not talk about it last night.
No,
So
that's not
the only thing she will have is name calling, berating, condescending comments, talking down to people, a lot of word salad that doesn't answer any questions. When Imperfect was in there last night, Imperfect was more than respectful. More than respectful. Didn't raise her voice. Didn't get noisy. Nothing. She was very respectful. She asked. She asked her some very simple questions to answer, because this is clearly not beef. It's goat. This was clearly done a couple years ago, not recently. So what in the heck did that have to? But that's what, think about what little kids do when they don't have a defense. They just yell anything out to see if it sticks, to see if it'll get you off track, or you'll change the topic. That's exactly what she did last night. And when Imperfect was asking her questions, she said no. She got into her defensive, I'm so much smarter, nobody understands except me self, where, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for these stupid questions. I thought you were better than this, Imperfect. I mean, shut up, Pammy. Shut up, Pammy.
Skimmy, there's a comment saying that that Smashley sent someone a message and said that you would need to unblock her.
Okay. I'll do that when I get off. I'll do that when I get off the live. It's Pammy can say what she wants. The big problem for her is this: everything she says, so many people are finding receipts to prove her wrong. Everything she claims, somebody sends me a receipt to prove it wrong. And she's got no answers. She's got no answers to any questions. She won't let anybody ask questions. And if that doesn't yell, I'm hiding something. I don't. 5150. She's on about a 5149 right now. I mean, that's how unhinged her lives are becoming. The emotional up and down. She's laughing one minute, she's crying another minute. The false information she's putting out, the constant threats to people she's putting out. It is absolutely unhinged behavior. And let me tell you, with people like this that I have followed on this app, and I'm sure she keeps name calling, all of that stuff. And you know what's eventually going to happen? She's going to effing spiral down a toilet. She's going to have to get off TikTok, because this is her MO. Whenever she's called out and she gets in major trouble on this app, all of a sudden she needs to take a break. And she'll go away for a week or two, and she'll come back like nothing happened. But guess what, Pam? In my neighborhood here, that doesn't work. Because we remember everything. We remember everything you do. We have the screenshots.
Once we ended the live last night and I started looking into some more of the accounts and some more of the videos, that's when I came across all of that stuff between last night and this morning. Just between last night and this morning. And I slept too. I wasn't up all night, and now I have another person's account that I'm going to be looking at. I have a whole list of GoFundMe's by that Christina person that I'm going to be taking a look at. I mean, the more we look, the more we find, and the more questions we have, and the more questions she refuses to answer. So it's not going to get better, because the more she talks, the more like reason she gives us to kind of dig around.
Right. Let me ask something. I know I have a lot of Canadian followers in here. Who in Canada Would
Yet I may have. I've been looking at so much, but I definitely want to look into that person's TikTok account. She's got to be on TikTok.
yeah, oh, I'm
There's
sure.
also a person. There's also a person who seems even more obsessed with a boot, if that's possible, than Pam. I believe her name is Nora, and she comments on his videos a lot. And if you go to her page, whoo boy, you're in for a real ride there, because she posts like pictures of him and says, "Oh, the wise words of Abood from today," or something. And I guess she posts some kind of quotes from him or something, like he's some kind of poet or scholar or something. I don't know. She comments like on all of his videos, and I forget the full name, but if you look at Abood's account, she's in the comments. Her name is Nora. So I'm going to be looking into that account more as well.
Hey, Scam. Lulu, in the comments says that she's Canadian. What's that person's name again? And it's public knowledge because she does have it on a public platform. On GoFundMe. What's
Um,
her name?
it's in my
Oh,
video.
let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
It's Christina with a Christina Keaton, Keeton is the one that is, it says organizing the fundraiser, and she has a whole list of GoFundMe's that she's sponsoring. So I think I did come across her page. I have to look at it again.
Here's the
I
name.
definitely need to look more into that Nora person as well.
And yeah, again, what I've found with this one now, and Bilal also has one that is a GoFundMe based in Canada. So that leads me to believe, I'm not sure what countries GoFundMe is used in, but if it's used in other countries, how many other countries do these guys have GoFundMe set up in?
Right. And how many women do they have out there collecting money on their behalf with GoFundMe's? I also came across something that's not GoFundMe. It's called something else. It starts with a C.
Oh, I know what it is, because you know why? What's that? Hugs for Paws had a GoFundMe, and she had another financial thing set up on that other platform.
Yes, I
I
forget the
forgot what the
name,
name
but
of it was.
that Christina person has a bunch of those set up for people too. So
Mm.
there could be a bunch of those out there with all of their names on it as well. I forget. I'll look into it again.
Yeah, I'll have to go
It was
back.
late last night when I was looking at a bunch
Yeah.
of this stuff.
I didn't fall asleep last night. Jesus Christ. I didn't fall asleep last night till 3 o'clock because I was just watching lives and looking at videos and reading comments and doing all this stuff. Got to sleep around 3, woke up at 6 to let the chickens out. And of course, the cat woke me up by standing on my face. So I fed her, got up. I didn't get back to sleep till about 10:30 this morning. And I slept until like 2:30. So my sleep is so freaking messed up from doing all of the research and the reading and the commenting and reaching out to people and trying to get to the bottom of this bullshit. Am I complaining? Absolutely not. Because you know what? If we can stop somebody from being scammed by sending her money or going to GoFundMe and finding these people, it's like I said yesterday, they're using this freaking Gaza situation almost like the Tinder app. I don't understand if these women are just thirsty, single women in the United States that want to, think that they're helping this handsome guy who's in peril all the way across the world. Who cares about them? I'm going to tell you what, 9 times out of 10, these people don't give a shit about you. What they care about
I
is
say
that you.
9.9 times out of 10.
And let me tell you what else. Snark doesn't give a shit about any of her people either, because we've seen how she has behaved towards people that have given her money and asked a simple question about showing receipts. She does not care. In a way like that, she's like Florida Man. Because Florida Man just uses people. He doesn't give a shit about their platforms, whether or not they get taken down. He doesn't give a shit about people. Pam doesn't give a shit about people, because anybody that she's close to right now, if they were to ask her the same tough questions, she would turn on them in a heartbeat and call them Zionists, and call them baby unalivers, and call them people who love genocide, and call them racists, and call them every name in the book, not because she thinks they're that. It's because she has no defense and no proof to show otherwise. It is the old bait and switch. Ask me a question about what I'm doing in Gaza, and the answer I'm going to tell you is that you are an uneducated buffoon who knows nothing about anything outside of the United States of America. It's getting so old. It's getting so
I just
old.
want to clarify that I am definitely not any type of expert regarding the Middle East and what's going on in the Middle East. You know, I know some of what's going on, but I do not consider myself any type of expert
No.
or historian in that.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure that I know a lot about scams and scammers
Yep. Red
and
flags.
liars.
Uh,
Yep.
yep.
And so I call it as I see it. And that's what you are, Pam. And that's what these guys are too.
Yep.
Oh, I know some about it. I don't want anybody to try to say that I'm claiming to
We're
be some kind of
pretending.
expert
Right.
in that, because I've never claimed to
Right.
be any type of expert in that
Right.
whatsoever.
Right.
But I am intelligent, so I may not be completely intelligent in all facets of that, but I am intelligent in a lot of ways there,
We're
Pam.
enough to
And
understand.
I think you really, really underestimated me. You just didn't know me well enough.
And this is the thing, I personally know enough of what's been going on there, know enough about the history of Gaza, how it was created, why it was created, why there has always been turmoil since it was created. Okay, I know the players involved, but I'll tell you the other thing that I know. Again, the other thing I know that Pam won't tell you is that, yes, indeed, we are. Again, the other thing I know that Pam won't tell you is that, yes, indeed, we are giving money to Israel. And Israel has been using that money for defense. Okay. Then what you also have to agree is that our government is also sending money and aid to Gaza. Because you can't have to say that we're also sending aid. You have to, but you won't mention that. Because again, that doesn't fit into your story. That doesn't fit into your story. I could show you the video of aid being delivered to people in Gaza and men picking up these boxes of food and bringing them. But what you'll say is that, oh, well, that's not in Gaza where they're really affected. You'll say is that, oh, well, that's not in Gaza where they're really affected. That's on the outskirts and the food isn't getting in there. Or you'll say, oh, this was staged. This was staged. This wasn't real. This food didn't go to Gaza. These people aren't in Gaza. Fuck around and find out. We're not saying it's not genocide. And this is part of the problem. Never did we say it's not genocide. Never did we say the atrocities are not happening. We are not saying that. What we're saying is the two people. Oh, okay. Because, I mean, your comment was people really need to get more educated. It's genocide. And you were just commenting to us. So I apologize for that. I don't think anybody in here is saying it's not genocide. And if they are saying that, then that's a problem. Because it definitely is. What we're focusing in on is Snark has attached her carriage to two gentlemen who are supposedly in Gaza, and now we find out one's on the West Bank, who are posting questionable videos that are not comparable to what is in their GoFundMes. They're making fake videos. They're posting old pictures claiming that they're happening now. Multiple GoFundMes, multiple.
If you look at the history on at least Abood's account, and I think maybe Bilal's too, they have videos posted which were highlights from live streams that they were in, and it looked like they were trying to make a bunch of money battling, which, okay, yeah, battling's a part of TikTok and all of that, but they have that posted all over their page where they were involved in battles, and
Right,
it
and did
looked
you
like
see
they
who
were
was
kind of using the situation though too. Like they would say, "Oh, like we're from Palestine or Gaza or whatever," and
right?
people were sending them a bunch of gifts.
And I saw a clip of some guy in a large box, and he was holding a baby, of course, and people were throwing gifts to him. A lot of American people in there, and who's in a box? Abood. I mean, the more I look at this, and the more it looks like there are more people involved, and all these people seem to know everybody, and they're all friends on TikTok, and some of them have pictures with each other on TikTok. To me, it's looking more and more like a ring. It looks more and more like this is a well thought out scam, including multiple men with multiple GoFundMes that are preying on American women, people that are not very bright, that don't have the common sense to look into something and to make sure it's legit. About Florida Man and all the people that support him. You know, we were talking about T and Dora and all these people. You know, sometimes you get so deeply involved, even though you realize what you did is wrong, rather than admitting you're wrong, you'll still defend. Because you're so deep, you don't even know how to get yourself out of the problem. And I'm starting to get vibes now that Snark is probably hopefully after hearing us, she has questions. And maybe she too is so deeply involved in this, and she realizes that maybe something isn't right, but she's too deep to even start questioning it. So she said she had a lot of stuff to do today, but already she was sitting in a box in somebody's live.
You think that maybe she's scared there may be some other type of repercussions? Like, I don't know if there's anything, that could happen with her legally if she were found to be involved in something like
Oh,
this
absolutely
knowingly.
there is. Let's put it this way. Let's say that she is sending money to these people. Okay, and this money is going into the hands of the wrong people. She could be in trouble with the government. Because everywhere that it said, if you read anything about sending money or aid to Gaza, you are supposed to clear it with an attorney to make sure what you're doing is not illegal. So even if she claims, I didn't know, that's her own fucking fault. Because when you send your money to somebody, especially overseas, and especially in a country that is known to host a terrorist organization, you need to make sure and you need to exhaust every question that you have as to whether or not it's legit. And meeting two guys on social media and hearing them tell their sad story is not proof of anything. Because all you have to do is when I get off this, search on TikTok for fake Gaza scams and watch all the videos that come up.
Yep, I did that last night.
You'll be there for hours. Go on YouTube. Do a search for fake Gaza scams. You will be on there for days. Somebody sent me a clip today. Now, if you guys haven't been following, there was a flotilla that was heading over to Gaza to bring supplies. Okay, it was Americans on there. It was peacekeepers. It was aid workers, and they were intercepted by the Israelis, and they were taken into custody. I'm sure Israel probably took all the supplies. Jacob, yep. So this person sent me a clip today of another TikTok creator who was waiting, I believe, at the airport to welcome this person home because they were released. And said something about, this is real, what's going on, this aid didn't get in. I know, I've been following it. We know that a lot of aid isn't going in because it is getting intercepted. We know that. But like I said to this, because she seems to have absolutely no problem of getting American money into their pockets over there to get water. So,
And she keeps saying that money is getting to them by PayPal, but yet, we've looked that up and it looks like they can't get PayPal. So, thinking of other options, I mean, is somebody wiring them the money? And if so, who? Is somebody sending it via cryptocurrency? I mean, there is for those who know about, crypto, I mean, there's legit people that, own crypto and all of that, but crypto is used for a lot of criminal activities, if you know what I mean. So, because it's usually very, very hard to trace, it's usually untraceable. And so that's one of the, warnings about crypto.
and here's another theory, okay? And I won't even say it. I'll get the answers by asking you questions, Scam, okay? Where did Abdul say he was getting his treatments?
Well, several places. I mean, he
What
did
was
say,
one of the places?
yeah, Jerusalem.
Yep. Okay. Guess where you can receive PayPal funds?
Oh,
You can receive them in Israel.
oh.
I mean, that's a theory too. He could be crossing the border, going into Israel. I mean, if he was getting medical treatment there, he was able to go in and out. What says he's not able to go in there, get the PayPal money, and then go back? But
I
again,
wonder
he's in
what
the
I
West
wonder
Bank.
what country they have their TikTok accounts set up for. Are they actually set up for the proper country where they reside, or are
Well,
they putting some other country on there?
I mean, this is the thing. I showed you the screenshots of Snark's PayPal. Her name is the PayPal, but then it says at Abdullah Ab something. Every time I use a PayPal for one of my friends, the person's name is the PayPal name, and that under it it says at and then that person's name. I mean, think of like Sean's. Sean's PayPal is his name, and then it's at Sean, and then it says the rest of the information. So why would you have a PayPal that's your name and then has the name of a Palestinian?
Well, I
As
came
the,
across somebody else's like that too, and it might be that Christina person. I'll have to go back and look, but there was another person that had their PayPal posted, and when I clicked on the link, it came up with one of the guys' names on it. It had their name first, but then underneath it had the guy's name underneath, just like how Pam's is.
Uh, Skyline Mimi just brought up a good point. Has anyone looked up their tick leave payouts?
I have not.
I think I'll do that after I get off here. Because that'll be interesting. Because guess what, Pammy? If you're making money on TikTok, that again has to be reported as earned income. Regardless of what you say about the Social Security being your granddaughter's, you've already said on recording that you're using it to pay rent, to pay bills, and other things. So if you're using that money for yourself and for your granddaughter, then by law you are supposed to be reporting any earned income. So I think this is what I'm going to say. And of course she's going to take this as a threat. But you know what? At this point, she has flat out threatened many people, saying horrible things about them unaliving and stuff like that. So this is a legal threat. And by legal, I mean that what I'm going to say is absolutely 100% legal for me to do. If we keep finding all this questionable going, showing that it's on the up and up, showing that it's legal, I do have somebody in my lives that works for the State Department. And I will have them look into it.
Well, I
Because
mean, I'm already at the point where I think that if anybody donated to those GoFundMe's, they should request their monies back. And I think, any GoFundMe's that I come across, if they appear to be suspicious to me, I'm going to report them as fraud.
and I think that's fair because, as I've been saying for days now, all she has to show is the chain of command with the money. How much, where it's going, who it's going to, how much, and then that person shows how much money they've received from Snark, where it's going, how it's getting there, is it legal, and what is being purchased with it. It's not hard to do. It's only hard to do if you're hiding something. And as I've also said, if it's legit, then good for her helping out a cause. I have no problem with that. But the fact that there are so many red flags and so many questions she won't answer, and she's taking people's money here in the United States, she's taking advantage of people by sending them disgusting propaganda photos to pull on people's heartstrings. To me, she seems like she's part of this problem. Hey, Ted,
Yeah. For a bit.
what's up? Tiff, we can't hear you.
I'm
You're breaking up like crazy. Yeah, you're breaking up. I'm gonna drop you. You're breaking up like crazy. You don't have a good connection there, girl. You know what, Dawn? I haven't even. She was the one who brought up her granddaughter. Okay, Dawn.
We didn't
She
say
said
anything negative about that
she
at all.
said today in a live that we were disability shaming her granddaughter and making fun of her, which is absolutely far from the case.
Not done that
She has put out.
ability check. So she was talking about money, not the granddaughter.
So absolutely. I mean, you know, I mean, think about it, Scam. Just in the two lives, the one we're doing now and the one we did last night, okay? How many more inconsistencies can be brought up?
More.
You
Lots
know what
more,
I mean?
actually.
It's like every time there are more inconsistencies. And whenever you're in awareness and there's inconsistencies with stories and people don't want to show receipts, especially at a level like this where this is State Department, possible terrorist group connections. Just like there are ways to report people for Social Security fraud, like Maggie, who has been collecting. I'm guessing at this point, she's probably collected over $100,000 on social media since she's been begging on all of her different platforms. IG, she's on TikTok, and she lists all of her other ones. Just like there are fraud lines to call to report these people, there are phone numbers and there are websites for our country to report things like this. And I wasn't going to go there because I thought that Snark had some common sense and would want to prove that what she's doing is righteous. But she has no interest in that. All she's going to keep doing is threatening and lashing out at people and crying and sending pictures of unalived babies to people to get money. And I know she's going to say that's a threat. Oh, see, all they do is threaten people. She tried to throw me in a group of me threatening T for doing something, and if she doesn't do it, we're going to expose her. No, that wasn't me.
Yeah, I think she tried to throw me into that too because she said
Yes.
they, and I think she was
Yeah.
talking about both of us. I wasn't part. I'm not part of
No.
that either.
No.
Although I'm there for. I mean, I'm there for it, but I'm not part of it.
Yeah. You know, but again, it wouldn't fit her sob story of her being this victim if she brought that story up about T and said who it really was doing it. But she always wants to put they, meaning whoever she wants people to think it is, into these group of haters, into these group of people that do wrong things on this app. And she can continue to do that, but guess what, Snark? A lot of people are following this story. A lot of people have seen the inconsistencies that we've showed. And you know what? One thing that you really should look at is this. There are thousands of people looking at the videos. And there are people sharing out these videos about what you're doing. So eventually, there's going to be two choices. You can either show everybody that what you're doing is on the up and up, or eventually you're going to get off TikTok for a while because the heat's too far on. Or you could continue to do what you're doing and just really look like you're hiding something.
While I was researching, Gaza scams last night on TikTok, like you said, look it up on TikTok, just type in the name or type it in on YouTube. I did a situation that might be a scam as well. So I've given other creators who are calling out these scams a heads up as to what we're doing over here with this one. And there's other people that have exposed quite a few other ones similar to this.
And again, what makes no sense to me is this. If I was Snark and people were calling me out, I would show my proof immediately. I would have showed it days ago. Legally. And this money went to Gaza to this person, and this person bought this with the money. I mean, I would want to clear my name and show that I'm doing a good thing. So if it's such a good thing, why doesn't she show it? And that's the biggest problem that I have with this. So my suggestion to everybody, it is almost 4:15 here. My suggestion to everybody is keep an eye if she goes live again. She may be live now, I don't know. But keep an eye if she goes live and watch from the outside and listen to what she says. She'll never give answers. People are uneducated, all that shit.
Ask you a final question, like an opinion, and it's something that was brought up by a follower. Um, they want to know if you think that maybe Pam has involved herself too deeply into this, and maybe she fears that if she shuts this down, that she could be in some kind of danger because maybe they know where she lives or have her information or maybe have I don't know,
Yeah,
feel unsafe.
I kind of hit on this earlier. I mean, that could very well be the case. But as an American citizen, she can very easily go to the FBI. She could contact her local police and get in touch with the FBI. And she could give all the information about these people. And I guarantee you that she would have, she would be safe giving that information out. Considering these people are supposedly on the GoFundMes, if you're concerned about where the money's going, block the people from your pages, contact the police, give them all the. I mean, she said she has the screenshot of Aboud's passport and all that. Give that to the FBI. Give them everything you have. I mean, you'd be safer coming forward and cutting ties with these people and going to the police and the government officials to report these people than to just keep doing what you're doing.
I agree, and I'd never be in that in Pam's position, right? But if I was, I think that I would be trying to do the same things that we're doing. I would start researching it myself, like looking deeper into their videos and these GoFundMe's and who's sponsoring them and what are their real names, and you know what I mean. Like I would be looking into all this stuff to see if any of this was really true. I would want to see it for myself and look
But
into it
Scams,
myself.
you and I and Tracy and Breezy and Alec and all these other people are doing all the research for her. You know what I mean? She doesn't need to do
True.
any
Yeah,
research.
she should be thanking us. She shouldn't be threatening us. She should be thanking us.
So, but what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to get off here because I want to take a look in the background of the Tickety Talk Streets. How do you watch from the outside? It's very simple. If you're not blocked on her accounts, look up all of her screen names. TikTok Street Snark, TikTok Street Snark 2, um, Free Palestine with periods in between each letter. Huckleberry with periods in between each letter. Snark 3, which is spelled SNNNARK 3. All you have to do is type in the name and in the TikTok search, and it will show if she's live. You'll see her name and you'll see her picture with a red circle around it. And all you have to do is click on the top where you have all the options of shopping, users, live. Click on live, and it'll bring you to that live, and you can watch from the outside without going in. Because I guarantee you, if you go into her live, you will get blocked, even if you don't say anything. Because I was blocked yesterday on 2 burner accounts that had nothing to do with Scammyclaus. But because I went in there and I didn't have a lot of followers, I got blocked. Yep, Resist is another account with the E as the number 3. Yeah, you might have to scroll down a little bit after you click live, because sometimes they're not like the top of the FYP for that search. But you can absolutely watch lives without going in. That's how I watch T's lives all the time. I'm not going to give her a view. I watch from the outside all the time. You're not going to be able to see comments, but you can see who's in the boxes and you can hear everything that goes on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off here because I want to do some more research. I want to look into the tick leaps. I want to hear if she's on, and I want to hear what bullshit she's spewing today. Get some screen recordings of her lying, all that kind of stuff. Scam, do you post her lives?
No, not currently.
Okay.
But I mean, I have the recordings. I
Okay.
can't. I could post them.
Somebody just said she is on now. Of course she is. Now,
Really?
remember this morning at 10 o'clock, she said, I don't have a lot of time today because I have things to do. So this is the third time she's on today.
Yeah, I mean, I could start doing that.
Yeah.
I have them. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a recording from this morning, and that's where I got a couple of clips from to send to Scammy. I just, watched them myself. I don't know what account she's
What
on.
account is she on right now? Whoever said that she's on, which one is she on? Yeah, she's on usually every morning early too, like 7:30 Eastern. And just so you guys know, she's not blocked. I mean, I think I blocked her on her main, but the other accounts are not blocked. Because I want her to listen to what we're saying. Trump inequality speeches. Which account is she on, Missy? Oh,
I have it. Hold on.
so she's on her TikTok Street Snark, her main page where she has the Palestinian flag.
One of the TikTok
Okay.
Street Snark
Yeah.
ones, either the original one or this number 2.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'm going to get off here because TikTok Street Snark. Yep. Because I want to listen to the BS she's saying. I suggest everybody listen from the outside. Listen to more of the crap the lies she's going to spread. And I'm going to do some research also on the tick leap. Okay. So listen, guys, thank you very much. Again, thank you to everybody who has sent information regarding what she's doing on this app. Thank you, Scam, everybody here. Thanks, as usual, Scam, for being in a box. I appreciate that. As I said, every time I get off here, I have more questions and answers. And, I may come back on later on tonight if any new information, is found out. Anything major that backs our view that what she's doing is not only illegal, but it's a scam. But other than that, as usual, to my mods who are awesome, I appreciate everything you do for me and the platform, and everybody that's come in here to support the live. Continue the great dialogue in here. Appreciate it so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.